Good morning, everybody. Keith Hill here, foodtruckhelp.com. I love bacontruck.com. Don't forget, please follow us on Instagram. I know it's been a minute, but I'm still trying as hard as I can to get us situated to where we can get our swipe up links on the old IG. I love Bacon Truck on all social media outlets. Please, Instagram is the push. Once again, if you will send me a DM and let me know you're from the podcast, I'll follow you back. It's much appreciated. I can't tell you enough how much it's appreciated. I'm going to jump right into it. COVID-19, here we sit on, let's see, what is the date? May 28th. As always, I'm sitting here having my coffee, and it's been a minute since I've been able to record a podcast and get to everybody. I'm going to be 100% honest. We've worked more in the last 2.5 months than we ever have, looking at payroll hours, etc. I've been working 70-hour weeks. Not that I'm complaining. We could have been working 0. It could have been a lot worse. So this is kind of the part 2 of the coronavirus scare podcast that was last in line that we did here. There were a lot of unknowns, a lot of uncertainties in the last podcast, and I think what I want to do today is talk about where those uncertainties lie now and where we have been able to excel. We've been fortunate enough that over the last 6 years we've been open, every year has been better than the last. And that's just mainly, due to knowledge. Our first year, we didn't know anything. We were absolutely lost. Even coming from the bar and restaurant business, food truck is a different animal, as all of you know. There's definitely a lot of different details that you don't account for, and so we just over the 6 years, we've just learned a little more and a little more and a little more. At the end of the year, Josh and I sit down. I kind of shoot him my ideas as to where we can either bring in more cash or cut some things out of the budget to leave more profit for us. And then we implement those going into the new year. And this year, like I said, could have been our worst year since we opened. But it looks like this is going to be by far our best year. As of right now, our sales are up 54%. Over last year. Last year, our sales were up 30%. So we're up, 80. What does that make it? 88% over 3 years ago, which is amazing. And once again, we're truly fortunate because this could have been a really, really bad situation. When all of the brick and mortar restaurants scaled back, I've been using the analogy. It's kind of like a little speedboat. Having to make a hard left turn and pivot versus a big cruise ship having to make a hard left turn and pivot. We are so small that we're able to just make a decision and put that into play. It took all of the franchises and the chains and the big corporate guys a little while to make that pivot. They've got a lot more people. They've got to get in line and kind of situate everything. So we were fortunate there as well. What we did, we talked about it a little bit in the last podcast, but we were saying if everything gets shut down, the thing to do would be to go to neighborhoods. Well, I think the day I recorded that podcast, we started putting on social media that we would come out to neighborhoods, and that has kept us going. We've got our spot. One of our main spots is on the Army base here. It's half Army, half NASA on Redstone Arsenal, and there's a gate. It's kind of a captured audience. It's there's not a lot of food to eat there other than like a Church's Chicken and a Subway and a Burger King and things of that nature. So a lot of the food truck people in Huntsville, where we are, that's kind of our bread and butter. Okay, so the first thing that happened was NASA had a couple people come down with COVID, and they immediately shut down all independent contractors. We're still not back. It's been 2 months plus, and we're still not back on the Arsenal. So what we did is we had a little spot that we used to hit that is basically in the same parking lot as our commissary, and it's right on the busiest street in town. And so we'd go set up out there. So what we did is we immediately started going up, setting up out there, just letting people know, like, hey, we're off the Arsenal. This is where we're going to be. This is going to kind of be our home base until we get started. And then we started booking neighborhoods. So as we started booking neighborhoods, we ended up doing, now we try to take Sunday and Monday off just to give everybody, all the employees, a little bit of, personal time, and we just all have to regroup on for a couple days. That's our weekend. So what we've done is pretty much booked neighborhoods, dealing with HOAs and neighborhood associations. And we've been booking neighborhoods Tuesday night through Saturday night. And we've been doing that for 2 months so far. Right now, we're currently booked all the way through the end of June. So that will be, a little more, let's just call it 3 months to make the numbers simple. But 3 months of going out to neighborhoods every night, Tuesday through Saturday. And that's been driving our business, really, between that and our little home-based spot that we set up. And it got to where we were only doing that 2 days a week. We were doing Thursday and Friday. And then if we got rained out, some things, and it left some hours open in the schedule before everyone got into overtime, we would go out on Saturday to make up for it, out to our little home-based spot there. So overall, has been great for us. I know there's, it's tough seeing a bright spot in this tragedy, but business-wise, it's been great. We've tried a variety of different things. Of course, ordering online through Square has gotten amazing quick. They were ready with that technology. They've been working on it for a while. And then when all of this happened, they just dropped it, and we're like, we're going to put it out. We're going to work through the issues, and we're going to do what we need to do to make sure all of our merchants and vendors are supported. Of course, Square went through and gave everybody, if you had marketing, which we use daily, we've got 70,000 email addresses that we don't do it with the neighborhoods, but if we do it at our home-based spot or somewhere special, we send out emails to 70,000 people every day, which I know some people might say that's annoying. Some people say once a week is what you do, but we gladly welcome everybody to unsubscribe that don't want to get those notifications. So we send those out, and then we tie in our links to order online and our links to order delivery right there in those emails. We also do a use a service called clicksend.com. We started gathering cell phone numbers, mobile numbers a year or so ago, and telling people we have a page on our website that if you want to get location updates via SMS, just put your information in here with your cell phone number, and so we gathered those up, and that's only about I think we got like 400 people that get notifications through that avenue, and that works pretty good. And we can also put links in there, etc., to order online, or we can put pictures and promote what we're focusing on that day. And that has helped as well. So between the going all in on marketing, we used to take it really easy, and we were scared to do a couple times a month in emails. We've really doubled down on that. We have had some unsubscribes, but it has helped us because every day we get a few people that were like, "Hey, we didn't even know you were here. We actually just ate dinner, but we wanted to come by and get something." And they still come by and get something. So it's been great that people are willing to, deal with a little mild annoyance of marketing. I know it gets overwhelming with marketing in your email box, but people really want to support local during this time, and everybody's being very gracious. So, we switched up the neighborhoods. We talked about that. We doubled down on our email and mobile marketing. We didn't know if we would be profitable during all this. That was a question. I went back and listened to the old coronavirus podcast, and I was kind of unsure about whether or not we would be profitable, but I had a plan of how we would continue to work. And And like I said, we're up 54% in sales for the year. So we have been blessed. We have kept up the no touch customer transaction. Basically, we put the little Bluetooth credit card chip scanner out on the table, and we ask people to dunk their own credit cards. We have them just stick their chip in there, and then we hold the iPad around where they could see it. Ask them if it's okay for us to make their signature, and then ask them, would you like to leave a tip? Would you like to do, I think it offers 10, 15, 20%. And then we ask them if they'd like to leave a tip, and we handle all of that for them so they don't have to touch. We're not, passing back and forth the iPad, so we have to basically cross-contaminate each other. We have done a couple times to where we just set the food truck up and set up a drive-through line, and we just let people pull up and line up in their cars. And that seems to actually work fairly well, especially, just yesterday we were at an event. We were on the fence about whether or not we were going to go because of the weather. It was going to rain. We made the decision to go. Everything pointed to the fact that the rain had dried up. Well, about 45 minutes into service, here came the rain. We were packing up, getting ready to leave, and cars started pulling up in the middle of a thunderstorm, and we just had them line up and basically serve them, take their orders, serve them out the window, so nobody has to really get wet, nobody has to get out in the rain, and it worked very well. Just go to any Chick-fil-A and take a look at the system they've got working, and that's all we did. When we thought, what if we have to switch this to drive-through so people they don't have to get out and gather around the truck. We were going to kind of steal Chick-fil-A's system and go from car to car taking orders and just let them pull up to the truck and pick it up. So that would have worked. We still may implement that in some way. We talked about the importance of ordering online during all this. That has really helped us. We send our emails and things out about 9 a.m. Somewhere between 9 and 9:30. I've been experimenting with how many clicks they get at what time, how many orders we get online. So somewhere between 9 a.m. and 10 a.m. there's a sweet spot as what the best time is to send. We don't know yet. I'm basically putting all of the information in a spreadsheet, and after a year or so, I'm going to drill down on it and see, what time it gets the most clicks and opens and what time we get the most orders, etc. And then that's going to be our standard. Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's my update for COVID-19 into 2020, of course. We're sitting here at the end of May, and we're up 54%. I couldn't be happier. Don't get me wrong. We're all tired, and we take the week of 4th of July off to let everybody go on vacation, etc. And it's all overdue. We're all tired. We're all kind of worn out and tattered and beat and exhausted, but it's all right. We've all come together as a team. We did our best to keep everybody working. Thankfully, we didn't have to lay off anybody. We had an employee that did, kind of get a reduction in hours, but at least he was still working. So there we are. I mean, this is just a quick update, and let's hope we can continue moving this direction. One thing I did want to talk about before I got out of here, before I end this, was the trends as things normalize. We were getting destroyed the first month, and then it started to slack off once all of the chains and corporate guys kind of got their ships turned around. And we saw it slack off. We saw our numbers cut in half in neighborhoods just because people realized, like, hey, I can drive up to, whatever, Popeye's Chicken and go through the drive-through. And people aren't quite as scared to leave their house and to go interact with people. So a lot of the big chain restaurants started getting their business back. And, that got us a little bit. But, hey, we're doing fine still. It's not we're not moving as many groceries as we were, but it's still good. So it's going to be interesting to see. You know, my big thing was Alabama opened back up last week, pretty much for everything. So I don't know how that's going to divert business away from us. As of right now, we're only a week in. So we'll see. You know, maybe I'll do a follow up, do a follow up for a COVID update part 3 or something, and we'll go from there. But right now things are looking good. I hope everybody out there is doing great. So pull your socks up, tighten your belt. Let's go out there and get this money. And I hope everybody's maintaining and doing okay out there. I hope this helps. And as always, you can go to foodtruckhelp.com and get in contact. I'm going to try to make it a point to start checking that a little more often now that things are starting to normalize and I'm not just getting destroyed every day and coming home and going to sleep. So keep listening. If you got anything, please comment. You can find this on SoundCloud, Apple Podcast, anywhere podcasts are basically carries the podcast now. So that's great. We've got some widespread coverage. If there's anything I can help you with, send a message and I'll try to get into a future podcast. So thanks for tuning in. Everybody go get that money and Food Truckers Unite and do our thing. All right, y'all. Talk to you soon.